Hello, everyone. It's me, Avery. And today, by the time I am uploading this video, it's a Super Mario Day. Yahoo! So I thought, why not make the Super Mario timeline? Of course, this is not canon, nor are my theories canon. They are just theories. And not only was it the Super Mario franchise that inspired me to make this timeline, it was also some other YouTube videos and YouTube channels that inspired me, which I will link in the description below, and I will mention some of them in this video. And biggest of all, spoiler alert! So please continue at your own risk. And I'm just going to say I have not completely played Super Mario Odyssey, but I'm going to say that it takes place at the end of this timeline. So I'm just going to say the beginning of the story of Super Mario Odyssey. And in this timeline, I will only have canon Super Mario games and I'll mention some of the spin-off games. So no fan games, no fan comics, but I will mention some official comics and stories that would make sense at the timeline, for my understanding. But overall, only games and some comic mentions and some spin-offs. And some of the spin-offs I won't completely say their names, I'll just say spin-offs. Some I may. But then, I will give credit to the creators of certain other theories that inspired me to make this timeline theory, so I will link them in the description. And finally, the Super Mario franchise was created by Nintendo, so thank you for giving me a true hero. So all is said, let's go! Now, for the first game of Mario, his story begins with the game Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, which brings the conception of the heroes, Baby Mario and his brother Baby Luigi, who were being carried by the stork, but a creature called Kamek stole the second baby, but not Baby Mario, who fell on Yoshi's back on Yoshi's Island. Then the clan of Yoshis had to safely escort Mario, and at the end defeated Kamek and defeated Baby Bowser, and saved Baby Luigi and the stork, so that Baby Mario and Baby Luigi were returned to their rightful home. But then I will say that I think Yoshi's Island DS comes after the original for 3 reasons. Number 1, the parents are satisfied with the babies at the end of Yoshi's Island. Number 2, it's the same island in this game. Number 3, Bowser and his minions are the only ones in that game that can time travel, not Mario yet. Now, granted, sometimes my mind may put these games in the order that I see them in the videos of the timelines that I saw before I made this timeline, because I know I've seen some that have Yoshi's Island, Yoshi's New Island after the original Yoshi's Island. Sometimes I change my mind, but right now, I will just say that Yoshi's Island DS came after the original Yoshi's Island. But in Yoshi's Island DS, the babies get kidnapped by the Toadies and Kamek from their homes, and the stork tried rescuing the babies, but only got 1 or 2, and they were Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. But then, like the original, Baby Mario fell on Yoshi's back on Yoshi's Island. Then the clan of Yoshis had to safely escort Mario. And they discovered more babies that had abilities that they can use to their advantage. Then all of the Yoshis at the end defeated Kamek and defeated Baby Bowser and future Bowser once again. And they saved Baby Luigi and the stork, and also saved other babies that they were then they all returned to their rightful homes again. But in Yoshi's New Island, that clumsy stork misdelivered the babies once again, and fell for Kamek's trap. Luckily, he and the Yoshis defeated Baby Bowser, and Bowser from the future. By that one Yoshi's heroicness, the 2 brothers were delivered to their true parents once again. So then this leads to Mario and Luigi partners in time. So then the babies grew up, possibly up to 4 or 5 years old, because like the Fossilizer said in his video, I'll link him with the description, he said that the babies are more advanced since they can run, jump, hit shells, and use their hammers and weapons. So they're much more advanced than the babies that had to ride on Yoshi's back. So the story of Mario and Luigi Partners in Time goes that they somehow ended up facing their future selves in Baby Peach, and once again Baby Bowser, and future Bowser, and finally Bowser and his past self were defeated by the adult and baby group. Now here's the spin-off games. This is where the spin-off games featuring the babies would come in. Since time travel is possible in the Mario universe because Professor Egad used the power of the Golbat star to make a machine that could travel through time, and Mario Luigi Partners in Time would be the first game that they would find their baby selves, which would therefore lead to the spin-off games featuring Baby Mario and Baby Luigi and Baby Peach and Baby Daisy and Baby DK and Baby Rosalina, which I will get to later. Then Mario and Luigi grew up in the real world since there are publications that say that Mario was born in Brooklyn, New York, even though we know that they were actually born somewhere near Yoshi's Island. So this shows that they have a attachment to Brooklyn. But before getting there, they found some sort of way to get to the real world. And then when Mario reached adulthood, Mario wasn't a carpenter yet, but rather Mario was a zookeeper or circus man, because we see that in Donkey Kong Circus in the Game & Watch gallery. So Mario knows how to use a ape like the old circus men did back then, where Mario laughs with the crowd because Donkey Kong was juggling those dangerous things. And next would be Wrecking Crew, which would have happened before Donkey Kong, because now we know why Mario is called Jumpman, since he is good at jumping and wrecking places in the game Wrecking Crew. And since Mario became a carpenter before or during Wrecking Crew, Mario then met Pauline, who became his girlfriend, but that ape named Donkey Kong viewed what Mario did to him as abuse, for good reason, but so then he escaped and then kidnapped his girlfriend, Jumpman, who was probably named that since he was good at jumping and running on girders like the Fossilizer said. So then Mario jumped across barrels and girders to come to her rescue. But then again, if you watched the Fossilizer's video, you would probably notice that he theorized that Donkey Kong took place first in the timeline, since it is official that Cranky Kong is the Donkey Kong back in that game, so therefore that probably led him to think that Jumpman was Mario's father. To be honest, I originally believed that too, but the reason why I put these games afterhand is because I concluded different things from different people, since I needed something to fit the fact that it's official that Jumpman in that game is Mario. There are games that say that Jumpman in Donkey Kong is Mario, so in order to fit this, a YouTube channel or this YouTuber named Kawaii Piranha says in his awesome documentary about Kong, which is a good video by the way, you should check it out. I'll put it in the description. But he uses real science to find out that apes age differently than humans do, so therefore Cranky Kong is old, even though Mario is an adult, which is true. There are animals that do age in different ways than humans do, so that's what made me conclude that I put these games after the Yoshi's Island games. So then, after that would come Donkey Kong Jr. After Donkey Kong, he put that angry gorilla in a giant cage, just like a regular zookeeper would do after he escaped. So this made Donkey Kong Jr. view Mario as the villain, and he is the villain since you are playing the perspective of the player. He set out on this dangerous climb to free his father from his perspective of an animal-abusing carpenter that had to use things like a animal patrol person would do that utilizes techniques. Then Donkey Kong Jr. eventually bests Mario, and Mario runs away and then they soon left for Donkey Kong Country, or were captured and sent to that island. So Mario lost his job because he was unable to keep the ape in a cage, like a regular man can. But then a video by Arcade Cloud, which I will put in the description, it mentions that Mario, unable to keep a job, somehow after this incident, Pauline and Mario broke up. And then he joined with his brother Luigi to find a new job. Then they became plumbers, which they find one day under the Big Apple in the sewers that they were overrun by turtles actually called Koopa Troopas, and crabs that were actually called Sidesteppers, and big flying bugs that were actually called Fighter Flies. They can only be defeated by hitting them from below and kicking them on the surface that they were knocked out on. There is no direct ending in the game Mario Brothers, but soon there are some comics that show the origin story of how Mario and Luigi found the Mushroom Kingdom for the first time in all these years in their adult life. I'll link one of the videos in the description below. So then one day, Mario and Luigi were working somewhere. Then they found a portal or pipe which led them once more to the Mushroom Kingdom, where they found out that Princess Toadstool had been kidnapped. So these two brothers became heroes who rescued her. Twice. Since that's the end of the original Super Mario Bros., Princess Toadstool says that there is a new quest that would come to be Super Mario Bros. 2, the Lost Levels. So they rescued her, the most difficult levels yet that I can't even beat myself. So that leads me to think that Super Mario Bros. 2 came after this game, because a video, which is one of my most favorite videos, is by FGOR. It shows commercials of the Super Mario franchise with a song that sings, "Go, go, go Mario, go, go, go Mario, go." I really like that video. You can check it out in the description below. Anyway, one commercial in particular shows Mario has bruises and red marks on him since that game is difficult, and it's a Japanese commercial. The art was similar to the end of Super Mario Bros. 2 USA. So I could glue it in that sense that Super Mario Bros. 2 could be put somewhere at the timeline, since somewhere after Super Mario Bros. 2 The Lost Levels, because Mario's resting after that difficult journey. One curious little theory is that Mario has a good memory to remember the Shy Guys, and that how Shy Guys appeared in Yoshi's Island, but that's just my theory. And now, Super Mario Land, he traveled in the kingdom of Sarasaland, and then the evil Tatanka, or Tatanka, I'll just call him that, kidnapped Princess Daisy, and Mario had to go save her, and which he did, and thus would be his first time that Mario and Princess Daisy meet, so that makes sense if I put it here early in the timeline. But then Super Mario Land could probably come after Super Mario Bros. 3, due to the popularity that Mario had, but I'll just going to put it here. So then, Super Mario Bros. 3 is where Bowser set out the 7 Koopalings to the Mushroom World with his airships and took control. It then kidnapped Princess Toadstool and took her to his cave at the Dark Land. Once again, the Mario Brothers rescued that princess from the Koopa King, and which one other thing is that it has been confirmed that it was a play by Shigeru Miyamoto in a Q&A section before Super Mario Maker came out, or when it was out. But my little mini theory is that it's a play of actual events that happened. And who knows the scenes more than the person that experienced it. So I think that we're playing actual events that happened, but as a play. And now Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. And since Mario got famous for saving the Mushroom World, thro- throughout the world, that now the world knows that Mario's a hero, so he became famous. So Mario, therefore, has had gets an island, but since Mario's so famous throughout the Mushroom World, Wario became jealous. It then took his island and his castle. So this jealous man named Wario took Mario's island and castle and inhabitants. And I will mention that where there is a comic called Mario and Wario, which I'll link in the description. It's official, it's by Nintendo, and it takes place before and during and after Super Mario Land 2. So there's also that fact that it shows their early childhood, and Wario took revenge since he viewed Mario as the villain, just like Donkey Kong Jr. did. So that the story goes that Mario kicked out Wario and brought his land and castle back and his inhabitants back, but the wacky adventures of Wario would start a new franchise that just begun. But we are not talking about Wario, we are talking about Mario. Anyway, let's talk about the next game. So on the topic of meeting someone for the first time in your adult life since your childhood, that would mean that Yoshi meets Mario for the first time in Mario's adult life. So any appearance after this game would make sense with Yoshi. This comes with the story of Super Mario World. It goes that Bowser, having time between Super Mario Land games, went along with the Koopalings to retreat with his minions to Dinosaur Land, which upon arrival Mario and Luigi believed that it would be a peaceful vacation since they were famous. Why not have a vacation? But the two brothers were witnesses to the kidnapping of the princess. Then after messages they found that the Yoshi inhabitants were trapped in eggs. Mario reunited with Mario or Luigi, hence why his message says something for both. Mario and Luigi would run, jump, and glide across the lands and islands to reach the secret underground Bowser's castle. It then saw the Koopa Clown car for the first time. It then defeated the Koopa King and his minions and the Koopalings once again. Now, maybe Super Mario Kart came after Super Mario World since they were famous and Yoshi is in there. Anyway, next I will say Super Mario RPG. Now, like the Fawfalizer said, Super Mario RPG could come before Super Mario 64 or before it. It doesn't make much of a difference to the timeline, but the story, so Mario went through a regular rescue adventure to save Peach, but, or should I say Toadstool at the time, but the giant freaky sword showed that the Super Mario universe has more depth than we thought. Bowser wanted his things back, so he wouldn't give up, and he was set up and abandoned by his own minions. He instead joined Mario and his partners for the first time, and for them all to take their lands back. They took down the evil Smithy, but however, this partnership with Bowser did not last. And now the return of the Mario Brothers, but only Mario, where Mario jumped in to come to eat cake with Peach. But this game would be the first game that Bowser first attempted to abuse the power of the Power Stars, and he set his aim on Princess Peach's castle, and Mario is completely abandoned with only the Lakitu Bros, or Lakitu Bros. I'll call them Lakitu Bros, because I think that's official. Anyway, the Lakitu Bros are recording his every move like a hostage situation or a live car chase, since the Lakitu Bros say that they are live. That's why I don't believe some theories that say that Super Mario 64 is a play or something. I believe that was live, like a car chase. Anyway, so this legendary hero jumped in 3D to collect 70 hidden power stars inside the castle walls and paintings, and then saved Peach and the Toads from being trapped in their own castle. Then Mario, and then Mario thanks you so much for the playing his game. And then the first few spin-off Mario games would come after Super Mario 64. I've seen many timelines put the spin-off games at the end since it seems weird that Bowser and Mario are competing between and before and after games where they seem to be having a friendly game of spin-off, despite other games in between them and after them have them fighting each other to the death. My response is that there is a Miiverse post that explains this better, but it's discontinued now. Farewell. Anyway, my question is that how come the US competes with other countries in the Olympics in racing events and other sports, and supposedly they are enemies? So I think because it's all just for sport, and they're competing over other countries, so they may win against the country. So this one Miiverse post said that Mario and Bowser are competing, so that just made sense to me. Now, getting to the spin-offs after Peach's Cake, the first few spin-off games would have happened like the first Mario Party and Mario Kart 64, since Peach's Castle isn't one of the tracks in Mario Kart 64. So like I said, Super Mario RPG could probably come after Super Mario 64 too. But Mario also meets Yoshi on top of the castle after collecting all the stars. So he knows Mario before Super Mario 64 and Super Mario RPG. So spin-off games make Mario more famous, so Mario went on a vacation with Peach and the Toads in Toadsworth, but upon arrival Mario was wrongfully convicted for the littering and pollution of Bowser Jr., who was told by his father, Bowser, that Peach was his real mother. Mario chases after the princess. Mario found and put on a water jetpack called Flood and used him to rescue Peach. But then for me, I think Super Mario Sunshine comes before Luigi's Mansion, 'cause this was before Professor Egad knew about the Mario Brothers, since he gave Bowser Jr. that paintbrush and made Flood. But before I mention Luigi's Mansion, I will say that Paper Mario I think took place between between Super Mario Sunshine and Luigi's Mansion, because Luigi mentions the carefree days and referencing golf, tennis, and the Mario Kart games. It also says that he is afraid of ghosts, and therefore that leads to his own game. But it also mentions that Luigi is tired of not going with his brother on adventures. But I like how the Fossilizer put it here, how Mario wants Luigi to have his own individual adventures like him, because one that experiences his own adventure is truly a true hero. In Mario, the Super Mario franchise is also about the bond of two brothers, and one brother is raising the other one to be like him, but also like the true brother self. But the story of Paper Mario is like Super Mario RPG. Mario fails at defeating Bowser at first and falls from that flying castle, so he has to find his way to travel through the Mushroom Kingdom to get back to saving Peach. And along the way he finds partners that help him with his journey that he needs. And with the help of his partners, they successfully defeat Bowser and save the Star Spirits, and ultimately rescue Princess Peach. But this game is a story, either fiction or of a real adventure that happens. I don't know, but it's a separate book, and I will tell you why later. So now would be Luigi's Mansion. So then Luigi won a huge mansion, but he finds that Mario was trapped by the different King Boo than the other games. But in going in that mansion, Luigi finds a man named Professor Egad. For the first time in his life, Professor Egad chats and befriends Luigi, and then gave Luigi the Poltergeist 3000 to suck up King Boo and the other ghosts so he can free his brother from the painting. And thanks to Professor Egad's weird brain, he saved his own brother and had his first individual adventure. And now here are the two reasons why I put Paper Mario between Super Mario Sunshine and Luigi's Mansion. Number one, Luigi became famous, and so therefore he was given a mansion, and Mario came to be kidnapped. Number two, thanks to one of the videos by Did You Know Gaming, I found out that one of the ghosts early in the game, the dad, holds a book called Mario Story, which is the Japanese name of Paper Mario. So my mini theory is that somehow that ghost picked up one of those publications and decided to read them, so that makes sense if Paper Mario came before Luigi's Mansion. And now for some more spin-off games that would happen after Luigi's Mansion, featuring things related to Super Mario Sunshine and Luigi's Mansion. And now Mario Luigi Superstar Saga would be next. Mario Luigi Superstar Saga starts as another typical kidnapping, but Mario, Luigi, and Bowser found out that Peach's royal voice was stolen, so he joined forces with the Mario Brothers to take down the evil Fawful and Bowletta, and then they defeated Bowser, but on the inside, and then they traveled back home. Another point is that Professor Egad appears in this game, so he knows about Mario and Luigi, therefore it makes sense if Luigi's Mansion comes before this game. Some more spin-off games happen, so Professor Egad would have enough time to develop a time machine. So that starts Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, they travel through the they travel through the time machine and they travel through time to save Princess Peach. And so the adult Mario Brothers quest with their baby forms, but they travel through both the Young Kingdom and the Old Kingdom so that they can defeat Princess Shrew, which they have defeated. And next would be a new individual storybook that is published, and that would be Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, was released, and it showed things about Luigi and how he saved, I think, Princess Eclair of the Waffle Kingdom. It's a weird story, but which is beautiful to Mario, of course. But he sleeps during it. But the talking about is good news to him because Luigi has happiness at having his own adventures, just like Mario wanted. And in Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, Mario saves the world from the darkness, and then he enjoys life again until Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, Fawful came back and secretly got Bowser to eat that certain mushroom, which therefore gave Bowser the ability to inhale like Kirby. But we're not talking about Kirby, we're talking about the Mario franchise. So Mario, Luigi, and the others end up shrinking while they were being inhaled, so that they're inside Bowser's body. And the game is about them trying to work with Bowser, and that they end up at the end doing with their separate paths after defeating more darkness from more darkness. Then after that would be some more spin-off Mario games. And since Mario's famous, there's another book that gets published. And that book is Super Paper Mario. And it is published, and it's much more dramatic than the other games, where Mario flips both from 2D and 3D and finds his love interest and brother and rival, and then they team up, and then they save literally the entire existence of everything from being wiped out just to create a new world by Count Bleck and Dimentio. And then after this game would come New Super Mario Bros. And another thing, since Peach keeps moving her castle, this is another theory of mine. Bowser keeps invading Peach's castle, so before this game, you've seen many times where Peach moved her castle at different places. But Peach moves her castle in a new land with light green grass and hills that look nice. And one day, while Peach and Mario were walking, Bowser tricked Mario with a new power that he had to control storms. So Bowser Jr. used that opportunity to kidnap Princess Peach. Mario chases her through 8 worlds and almost soundly defeated Bowser, but Bowser Jr. resurrected him by a giant pot, and Mario even defeats that big form and saves Princess Peach once again. And now I was going to put this game before New Super Mario Bros. DS. I was going to put I was going to put Super Mario Galaxy before this game because of the environment, which I'll get to, but it would make sense if I put it here because yeah, I will get to that, but now we are to Super Mario Galaxy. For me personally, it's my most favorite game, along with its sequel. And that game would be Super Mario Galaxy. Now, at the beginning of Super Mario Galaxy, the land seemed different with dark green grass, and that's why I wanted to put the other game before this. But the reason why I put it afterwards because Bowser had the ability to control storms, which is what we see towards the beginning of the game. And now to the story. A Centennial Star Festival is held once every 100 years. Princess Peach invites Mario once again, but the biggest plan Bowser has yet would be him taking over the universe, and it started with him ambushing the kingdom capital town. It then returns to these lands to kidnap Princess Peach. Then Bowser decides to pick up and lift Princess Peach with her castle out into space. Mario attempted to halt this, but he was ambushed and was knocked out and ended up in a new place in the universe. That was the gateway to the Comet Observatory, and found a new woman, Rosalina, who tasked Mario to get back the power of the Grand Stars to power her Comet Observatory so that they can travel to the center of the universe so they can beat Bowser who tried taking over the universe. Mario finally got to save the princess and returned back with her to the Mushroom Kingdom. Rosalina, with her immense power like the power of the stars, brought the world back together. Supposedly, I'll have to think about that, but I still think I'll explain why the Centennial Star Festival probably takes place at the same year. I'll explain that. Now, after Super Mario Galaxy would come some more spin-off games. Since they met Rosalina for the first time, why not invite her for spin-off Mario games like Mario Kart Wii? Then after that would be New Super Mario Bros. Wii. After that, Bowser went back to that same plan at the original New Super Mario Bros. For the DS, but this time with the Koopalings. It was Princess Peach's birthday, which is probably November 11, 2009. No, not 2009, but November 11, since that was when the game was released. Maybe. That's just a little mini theory, but the Koopalings kidnapped her with Bowser Jr., and Mario and Luigi and the Toads went through 8 worlds to save her from the Koopalings, then found out Bowser really had her at the end. So they faced the big Bowser for the first time, Bowser's big self for the first time in Mario's adult life. If you're playing single player, Mario saves Peach and by the blimps they return home. Now the reason why I put New Super Mario Bros. Wii before Super Mario Galaxy 2 is that this is where I must mention another theory. I call it the Capital Lands. Do you notice that in almost every Mario game after New Super Mario Bros. Wii, that it has the same lands with dark light green and light green grass striped within the lands? And the tall hills have spots and are covered with one color. And the grasslands have some hills that extend on the plains. And there are some flowers and oval-shaped clouds. And some hills that have grass on top of Rock Hill. Another reason is that Bowser also got the idea to grow large in this game, so that makes sense to put this before Super Mario Galaxy 2. And now Super Mario Galaxy 2, which is also my most favorite game, along with Super Mario Galaxy. I consider them both equal. Now enough about me. Uh, this would take place the same year that the Centennial Star Festival would take place. Just in a different place, just like the real-life Earth. Like, for example, the eclipse may take place at different places of the year, but at the beginning of the game, you could see that the land has the same qualities as New Super Mario Bros. Wii. The hills look similar, the grass looks similar, even the beginning of the tutorial of the game is like you are playing New Super Mario Bros. Wii. But the story goes that Mario set off to the castle to see Peach, since Peach invited him. And he sets off on his way through and jumps off with that pipe and goes across the lands in 2D. But after finding Luma for the first time after a long time of that same year, Luma takes a liking to Mario. So then Mario travels to the castle to find that Bowser has invaded the kingdom again. The Limas find Mario, and on the bridge of Peach's castle they find him. The Limas decide to launch Mario, and Mario then screams, "Ay, ay, 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 ay," which shows that he has not flown in a long time, which further proves that this game happened after New Super Mario Bros. Wii or some other games that shows that Mario hasn't flown in a long time. Since if you start a new file, you will see that. So Mario goes through the first galaxy, and then he meets Luba for the first time. Luba, and then when Luba once seen Master Luma, they make a deal that Starship Mario is created. Mario sets out to find the power stars for his ship to travel through the universe. He soon finds that other creatures have been kidnapped within the galaxies, including Yoshi. So Super Mario and Yoshi and other items and the Toads, in his very own Starship Mario, travel to the main center where Bowser wants to take over the universe again. And just as he is done, Bowser was no monster against those Lumas, and Mario and Yoshi. Then they truly celebrated the Star Festival with new friends and homes. Mario didn't just save the world, but he saved the universe and Princess Peach again. After Super Mario Galaxy 2 could come some spin-off Mario games featuring Rosalina, since they saved her. Then after that would come New Super Mario Bros. U, which further proves that the capital lands are really separate from the other lands, because Mario and the others are thrown from those capital lands from Peach's castle, because Peach's castle has its own world. It has its own grass and hills that is striped, and the hills have spots on them, and the oval-shaped clouds, and the bushes and all that. It just makes sense. So they are thrown from that capital lands. And like the other new Super Mario Bros. Games, Mario, Luigi, and the Toads travel through 8 worlds to save Peach from that giant Koopa King Bowser. And they save her from her own castle kidnapping. And then they can relax for a while. And upon that relaxing comes some spin-off Mario games. But nope, Bowser came back. Bowser kidnapped Princess Peach and abused the power of the Super Leaves, and used them for his advantage to power his imitation self and minions. Mario travels through 8 worlds once again, but in 3D. And then he finds the Tanuki Leaf for the first time after many years and uses it for his advantage of good, unlike Bowser. Mario then saves Peach from the destruction of Bowser's castle. It then flies to the castle, and that's the end. It then that I need to address that I've seen many timelines that put Super Mario 3D Land before Super Mario Bros. 3. The reason why is because of the tree at the beginning of the game. The tree's leaves have been blown off for the first time. Therefore, the Tanuki leaves are everywhere now in the Mushroom Kingdom. And they know about that one part of the environment, then how much more so when you notice the hills in the background and the grass of the background. The only similarity to Super Mario Bros. 3 in this game is the Tanuki leaves and the red, blue, and yellow blocks. But it just makes sense if Super Mario 3D Land came here, because Mario has those new overalls since that game in Super Mario Bros. 3, and he has more to his moveset, since you can roll and stuff. So it's supposed to take place after Super Mario Bros. 3, at least in my opinion. And since the leaves were blown off of the tree at the beginning of New Super Mario Bros. Wii, the presents containing propeller mushrooms and penguin suits and other things are shot off by the cannon, so it can be used in the wild by Mario and Luigi the Toads. So just like the leaves have been blown off there, a similar story is what happened in New Super Mario Bros. 2, but in the game before that. In this game, the Mario Brothers would find the Super Leaves, and since they are used to using the Super Leaves, at the beginning cutscene of the game, you could see them being used to using the Tanuki Leaves. Well, it'd be the first time that they get to fly a little higher than in Super Mario 3D Land, so it shows that they know about the Tanuki Leaves after a while. And in that game, the Koopalings are back, so the Mario Brothers have to face them again, so they could get Peach back. So they have to get Peach back, and then they find that Bowser had Peach at the end. Then they defeat Bowser and get filthy rich by all those coins, and then have some time off. So some more spin-off Mario games happen. Then Paper Mario Sticker Star would probably happen during those spin-off games or after that. Paper Mario Sticker Star probably happened after or before Mario Luigi Dream Team. So a new book is released, and we read that here in this game, Mario utilizes the power of the stickers, and he uses Curtsy to paperize, showing that he starts having a connection with the real world. So then traveling to the end, at the end of the day, your stickers and you have defeated Bowser once again and unstuck Peach. Then Mario enjoyed a special wish at the end. After this would come Mario and Luigi Dream Team, since Mario and Luigi were invited over for a vacation along with Peach, the Toads, and Toadsworth to Pailo Island or Pello Island. I don't know how to pronounce that. But then strange things are happening there with more darkness. But when they arrive at the castle, they meet Starlo, and she says that it's been a while since Starlo has seen Mario and Luigi. It's been a while since Starlo has seen Mario and Luigi. So Mario and Luigi's got stuck in the castle basement for a while, and then they found out that Luigi has a special ability to dream rememberably and vividly. But I'm not sure if those are real words. But then they solve puzzles and escape traps and problems. But one big problem was that Princess Peach was kidnapped again. They had to search the island for her. So you find out that when you get at the end, you'll get at the end. Well, as if you didn't play it or if you're spoiling yourself. You go in a dream and you go through Neo Bowser Castle, and then you defeat Bowser in all his dreamy glory, and then you enjoy life again. Then some more spin-off Mario games would happen. And now I'm just gonna say Super Mario 3D World could probably come before Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon or after, and I will tell you why later. But the plot for Super Mario 3D World is that Bowser just gave up on capturing Princess Peach, Instead, he turned his attention to catch the princesses of the Sprixie Kingdom. And when Mario, Luigi, and Peach and Toad were enjoying a night, they found a glass pipe that was slanted and it seemed like it needed to be repaired. The Mario brothers released their inner plumber and fixed it, and then a Sprixie said that they were being kidnapped by a monster. Using a pipe, Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad traveled through the Sprixie Kingdom and freed the Sprixies and transformed into cat-like creatures. It then spoiled Bowser's cat-like playing out, seeing that. So yeah, his plan was playing out pretty well, seeing that Bowser World is like a theme park. So what at the, within cooperative effort with all of them, with Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad, they bested Bowser at the end at his own cat-like game, and then they start to have a cooperative effort with Rosalina after that, since the game extends, since they travel to outer space in that game. Like I said, Super Mario 3D World could come before or after Luigi's Mansion, but I was going to say the reason why is because Super Mario 3D World has some 8-bit Luigi's, which I have found myself. I made some Miiverse posts about that, but in Super Mario 3D World, it's those 8-bit Luigi's. It's like they're telling Luigi that you are going to have your own adventure soon. So I just decided, why not put Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon here, since those 8-bit Luigi's probably hinted to that. And that makes sense of the year of Luigi. So anyway, Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon would come after uh, Super Mario 3D World. In Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon, sometime later, Professor Egad told Luigi, since it was an emergency for him to drive out the ghosts from the mansions of the Evershade Valley, because King Boo separated the Dark Moon and by using his powerful crown, and once again he had to rescue his brother from King Boo. And to do this, the professor handed Luigi a new and improved Poltergeist 5000. Luigi is proud that he defeated King Boo at the end, and when he saves Mario, Mario becomes truly proud of Luigi, who had his own adventure. Now granted, he is happy that Luigi saved his life, but one of the things about the Super Mario series is the bond of these two brothers, who are raising each other so that they could become who they want to become, and what they should become, and what they will become. Oh, and another point, and since they are reminded of EGAD, and they still have got the affection to travel through time, they can travel through time to get baby Rosalina. So, and at the end of Luigi's Mansion, it says that that King Boo says that it's been a while since he's met Luigi. And then some more spin-off Mario games happen. And then Mario gets reminded of his past, so Mario decided to celebrate it with Super Mario Maker, where not only do you create levels, but the Toads and the inhabitants of the Mushroom Kingdom can make their own courses with the gamepad and 3DS, as proven by the concept arts. And this is where we get to our last game. Like I said at the beginning, I have not completely played Super Mario Odyssey. I'm only at the beginning of the game, for me personally. I'm just going to say that Super Mario Odyssey takes place at the end of this timeline. And one point that makes sense is that one of the Nintendo Directs, which I'll put in the link in the description, is that Yoshiaki Koizumi said that you can unlock outfits from Mario's mysterious past. So basically, any game before this must have been his past. Maybe. The beginning of the story goes that Mario settles for a while, then again was visiting Peach's castle, but Bowser crashed in with unusual clothes and planned on marrying Peach. And there you have it. This is now the end of the Super Mario timeline. Which, while making this, I noticed in the Super Mario franchise, most of the games take place similar to when they were released, which is unlike some other franchises I heard of. And another thing is that the timeline may fall flat if there's another Mario game that gets released, so you can ignore this if you want. I don't care. And while recording this, I did not expect for this video to be this long. But even writing a script that I am reading right now took me about 5 hours to make. But I do want to thank the YouTubers, and I'll thank them in the description below because I don't want to make this video even longer. And you could see why I considered certain games to be before or after another. And I also want to thank Nintendo for giving me a true hero. And most of all, thank you the viewer. So, thank you so much for watching my video. And may the stars shine down on you.